Let's Travel Michigan. I'm Dave Lorenz along with Michelle Banache. And Michelle, I was mentioning earlier that this last weekend we had the opportunity to head out camping, went to the Double R Ranch over in Belding.
Sounds lovely.
Well, I've always gone to just the state parks. I've had a great time there, but this is one of those private campgrounds. It was a lot of fun, really nice setup. Went horseback riding, one of the best horseback riding experiences we've ever had. We went through the river twice. We had these two, 6-year-old twins with us. They did great. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun, and it's actually what we encourage people to do more of, and this coming month is a great time to do it. Let's bring in Bill Sheppard, Director of the Michigan Association of Recreational Vehicles and Campgrounds. And Bill, nice to have you on the program.
Well, thanks, David.
So I started to mention that this coming month might be a good time to do some camping. Why would that be the case?
Oh, my goodness. There's so many reasons. But as you know, the weather, it's really the opportune time to go, whether you're going in a tent or a recreational vehicle, to be able to camp in Michigan in July, and the months of August are special, as we all know. And, of course, we have so many different places to go. It's not just about Lower Michigan. It's about the Upper Peninsula as well. We've got so many state parks and state forest campgrounds that are available to those people who like to be a little more rustic with a tent, perhaps. But as you just pointed out a moment ago, the private campgrounds, too, are trying to offer different amenities to different types of camping. So, there's a variety of places to go, and there's, great ways to research it, whether it be at our website, marvac.org, or whether it's just, going on the state of Michigan, the DNR website. Those are all great resources for finding great places to camp.
And, we talk all the time about camping in Michigan, but the governor has, in fact, recently pointed out that July is a great time to camp in Michigan, too, correct?
Correct, Michelle. As a matter of fact, for the third year in a row, the governor's proclaimed July is Michigan Camping and RV Month, and we're proud of that. We're joining along with the Michigan RVIC group, the Association of Recreational Vehicle Campgrounds, private campgrounds, as well as Pure Michigan, the Department of Natural Resources, and, of course, our association, MARVAC, are all promoting the fact that July is Michigan Camping and RV Month. And we've asked our members, I know at MARVAC, to show us a special type of recognition of that, whether it's a Saturday morning pancake breakfast, recognizing the great opportunities we have here in Michigan for camping, or maybe it's a giveaway just to recognize, again, the fact that July is camping and RV month.
Well, of course, we have all these great state parks around the state, whereas most of our camping in the state has been in the past, whether we've tent camped or gone by RV. And we've really enjoyed those experiences. And right now, you can enjoy them actually so much more efficiently than used to be the case with the Michigan Passport program. You can get into the parks, whether it be just for a day pass or help you get into the parks for overnight camping as well.
Absolutely. And because of that, this is still a positive, but because of that, people are making their reservations earlier, and campgrounds are filling up quicker. So again, there's no panic here. There's still going to be a place to camp, but it may not be the most ideal campsite that you've always thought you as an RV owner or a tenter would want to be at, but it still gives you the opportunity to get out there with your family. And that's really the important part of this whole thing is the family recreation, the ability to control your own travel, and just to be in the friendly confines of an RV campground or a tent campground where you're going to meet your friends and neighbors. And I've told the story many times, David. You're never going to go in a hotel and knock on the guy's door next door and ask him if he wants to share some s'mores or not.
Yeah.
So that's the case in an RV campground or a tenting campground.
Well, it's really true. People who camp know that it's not just about you and your family and that little campsite. It really is a communal event. It's just about sharing and conversations and being part of the folks next door. We actually, in this camping situation we were at last weekend, got to know the folks next door, enjoyed talking with them. They came over to our campsite. We came over to theirs. The kids all got together like immediately and became friends.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
It sure is. It's great. It's great fun for the families. So.
It really is. So tell us about what's happening in the RV end of things these days. How are sales? How are rentals? How does it seem to be going this season?
Good, and better, actually, David. First of all, the sales of recreational vehicles we're into our third strong year of sales here in Michigan. As I've told you many times in the past, we rank third behind Texas and California for the sale of new recreational vehicles in this state. And I haven't quite seen it yet, but I understand that through April, the sales for this year-to-date are up over 12% for the year-to-date of new recreational vehicles in the state of Michigan. And that's following up from last year when we ended up in 2012 with over 16% of new sales. So all of those things taken into consideration, people are still buying recreational vehicles, and they buy them right up into July.
Well, and I need to just ask you quickly before we get to rentals, why is that the case that we have so many people who buy RVs here in Michigan?
Well, there are many people. First of all, there's the baby boomers who have discretionary income that have said, you know what, we're tired of worrying about whether we're going to travel to a resort area and get on a plane and go somewhere or get on a cruise. I mean, we all know those stories. So I think a lot of people are looking at that as a way of doing generational family things where you have the grandma and grandpa, the mom and dad, and the kids all get together, and they can do this as a family. So that's a big, important part of it. And I think that people are a little more comfortable with the economy. I say that, guardedly, but at the same time, they're realizing they can buy a recreational vehicle for in the $20,000 to $25,000 range and make a small payment, which they can deduct as a second home, as far as the interest rate is concerned, or interest is concerned. And so all these things play and factor into the decision to buy a recreational vehicle. And, they like the lifestyle. They've enjoyed it, as we just talked about.
Well, whether you buy them or rent them, I think the RV experience is a lot of fun. And if you've seen the movie RV, you know about some of the little disasters that can happen. Let's hope not that much.
No.
But even those fun little things add to the experience, and those are the things that you remember later on, is how you kind of coped to a mobile home environment, an RV in this case, as you moved around and tried to set up at various places. The overall experience is just a blast. Yes,
it is. It really is. And again, you have this sense of planning and packing, and you got the flashlights, do you got the graham crackers, do you have what you need to make this experience great? And it's a family project. It's just not, it's not all, hopefully not dumped onto mom or dad's shoulders, and they make it a fun and involving situation for their kids. Let them figure out how to plan for a trip. I know, David, you travel all over the world, and at the same time, you got to know what you're going to put in that suitcase before you get on the airplane.
Yeah, every time. Here's a tip for you, by the way, if you're going camping this weekend or sometime soon, bring out the flashlights before it gets dark. Because, I forget these things until you're out there.
Lessons learned the hard way by Dave.
Yeah. I have a lot of them.
Digging in the dark for a flashlight. That makes a lot of sense.
Any other quick little tips that you have for first-time campers, Bill?
I just tell everybody to be careful, to be safe, to look and check everything twice before you plug in a plug or hook up a water hose or build a campfire. There's many things online. Check it out before you go. And we're all worried about being the novice and getting there and looking at people and saying, oh, gosh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Take some time. Go online and, figure out how you're going to build that campfire.
And don't be afraid to ask the people in the campsite next door, because they'll be willing to share.
More than willing.
And that's really a cool thing about it.
Absolutely.
Bill, thank you so much. Bill Sheppard, Director, MARVAC, Michigan Association of Recreational Vehicles and Campgrounds. For more information, all you have to do is go to marvac.org. Well, that's all the time we have for today. On behalf of Michelle Benash, George Zimmerman back at the office, and myself, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. We'd like to also thank Mark Blackwell for engineering the program today. I would like to thank Amanda Munson for producing the program today. We don't think about thanking her enough.
She's great.
She really is great. She does a great job helping us out. So hope you can join us next week right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at Michigan.org.